Welcome back to Weekend Handyman, where we are getting ready to install a gas fireplace insert. So far, we've got about 3 hours into the project, which rates a 2 on our Weekend Handyman difficulty scale. The next thing we need to do is put up the vent cap, and that means we have to go up top.
Now, up on the roof, I'll start by removing the old chimney cap. A couple of screws is usually all that holds it on. Next, I'll lower my tape measure down the flue. The goal is to get a measurement for the length of the new flexible vent that will go down inside the existing flue.
Okay, Paul, I got it.
With Beth holding the tape, I can get a reading right down into the firebox. Now, I set the flue flashing on top of the chimney and trace around it. This piece will seal the flue to keep out weather and debris. I'll cut the flashing to size, but slightly larger than the mark to ensure a good seal. Then I'll apply a bead of high-temperature silicone around the top of the flue and set the flashing in place.
Well, now we're ready to start putting our vent pipes on, but before we do that, let's talk about the concept of a traditional fireplace. Now, when you put logs in a traditional fireplace and you burn them, it draws air from the inside of the house. That air goes out the chimney. That's where the energy inefficiency comes in. With the sealed combustion unit, the beauty of this is that it doesn't use any inside air, so we need to get the air from the outside. Therein lies the use for our vent cap. This goes on top of the chimney, and it's got 2 ports on it. One port from down here will draw the cold air into the unit, and then the exhaust air gets expelled through this pipe and through the top of the cap.
The next step is to assemble the vent pipe, starting from the bottom up. Because the exhaust gas is hotter by the firebox, we attach a short section of stainless steel pipe, which is more heat resistant. We'll attach the steel section using 3 self-tapping screws. Now comes the fun part. Once the 2 sections are secure, we have to stretch the expandable vent pipe to the proper length. Remember, there are 2 pipes to stretch, one for the cold air intake and one for the hot exhaust. Make sure you connect the pipe with the stainless steel extension to the exhaust side.
Well, now that we've got our vent pipes attached, we can put it down the chimney. No real easy way to do this. It takes 2 of us to haul this up. So how do you like working on heights, Beth? It is nice, isn't it?
Now I'll just drop both flexible pipes right down the flue. It's definitely a 2-person job, but with no damper, it's a clear shot all the way down to the firebox.
When working on a roof, sometimes it's best to use safety ropes and harnesses. If you have any doubts about your security, err to the side of safety.
Beth, I'll take it from here if you want to head downstairs. Okay, hold on. Go slow. Okay, I'll screw it in now, Beth. Well, the only thing we need to do now is screw the cap onto the flashing with these self-tapping screws, and we're done out here. It's kind of a shame. It's a nice day out. Now, we mentioned we had a chimney sweep in earlier. We also had some plumbing and electrical work to do, so our contractor Shane's been busy. What you been up to?
Well, Paul, I started by drilling 2 holes from the firebox down into the basement. I pulled a gas line up from the basement, and I also pulled this electrical up from the basement so that we could hardwire the blower motor for this fireplace.
Okay, and then you had to drill through the concrete, use this hammer drill, and a carbide drill bit. Was this deep enough?
No, that one wasn't quite long enough. I had to go to a longer bit, and then I had to go to a longer bit still. We went to this monster here.
This is a monster. Probably not something you're going to find at a local rental center.
No, this one won't be at a rental center for sure. This one's from a specialty shop, and in this particular instance, we couldn't get by without it.
Okay, so this comes in sections?
Yes, it does. It's a sectional drill bit, and we needed 2 sections to get through here.
Okay, about 26 inches down there?
Something like that.
All right, so what's your status here?
Well, I've got to go ahead and just take my wire and my stuff. I've got a little bit of hookup to do down the basement, and for now, I'm done up here.
Okay, sounds good.
The next step is to attach the firebox insert to the 2 vent pipes. We'll do that using a plate that slides off the top of the insert. Again, we'll attach the pipe to the plate with sheet metal screws. Make sure the stainless steel section of the exhaust pipe connects to the side marked exhaust.
This insert is set up for natural gas but can be converted to LP gas. Make sure you know what type of gas you're using so you can order the appropriate insert.
Now, before we connect the plate with the pipes to the insert, we want to insulate around the pipes where the damper was to keep any drafts out. To do this, we'll use standard non-flammable fiberglass insulation.
Well, we're in pretty good shape. The next step is to put in the insert.
We made a good start on this project. In fact, most of the really hard work is now behind us. When we come back, we'll install the firebox and hook up the gas and electrical connections. And we'll show you how to install a custom wood mantle that will really jazz up the look of your new fireplace. It's coming right up when Weekend Handyman returns.